Greetings and salutations, peoples. Greetings and salutations, people. Recognize the gray hairs is here. How y'all doing? It's Flex Matthews. Says Flex is the name of the show. Shout outs to Words, Beats, and Life for giving me the platform. If you're new to the joint, please click subscribe and all those cool things. If you want to follow us on Instagram, it's Words, Beats, and Life. You can Google all that stuff. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Flex Matthews, Matthews spelled with one T. And I'm just here talking about hip hop, bro. Just talking about hip hop. I had a couple things I wanted to talk to you about, and per usual, I'm unprepared. You know what I'm saying? But there's some cool things going on, and I want to share them with y'all. My day's going good. How's your day? My day's going good. What did I do today? Hung out at the office. I made a smoothie. What else did I make? I worked on a verse. I'm real close to finishing the song. Um, I'm going to the studio on Sunday. I'm going to the studio on Sunday with my boy Edgar Diaz, and that should be cool. But other than that, I'm just here chilling and vibing. But what do I want to talk to you about? That I was listening to music, always listening to music, and I decided to dive into Earthgang. Earthgang, they're off Dreamville Records. Dreamville Records is probably my favorite record label right now. But to be honest with you, I'm paying attention to a whole bunch of record labels. But I just like everything. I can't name not one thing that I haven't liked that came off Dreamville Records. Like I really, really enjoy that record label. Um, outside of J. Cole, right? Outside of J. Cole, my introduction to them was this. It's kind of like a super group called Spillage Village, right? They're on Dreamville Records, and I guess it's like a super group of all the artists who are on Dreamville. That's my speculation anyway. And that's why I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I should dig deeper. But they did an album called Spillage Village, which I think is phenomenal. Uh, great, great album. I thought it would have got more love, more accolades. They got a really dope song in there by the name of song called Shiva. It's real cool. It's definitely they have a lot of interesting, it's a lot of church correlations in the album. If you were a church kid or grew up in church, you hear a lot of those things taking place in that album. It was really good piece of work. The group is called Spillage Village, and they have a Tiny Desk that's pretty dope too. So check out their Tiny Desk; it's pretty dope. But yeah, I was in listening to Earth Gang, and I dove into I guess it's an EP. It is an EP, right? People call anything an album these days, right? An album is 10 songs or more. An EP is under 10 songs. But people call anything an album, right? For whatever case may be. I don't know. Maybe they just want to keep everything generic and just under one name. So they don't have to do, oh, this is the EP, this is the maxi single, this is the deluxe product, whatever the case, right? They just want to keep everything as an album, right? They want to keep everything, So that maybe that's what that is. You dig? But the album is called the EP. The album is called Robophobia. I never heard the project, and I'm always diving into new music, right? So the project is called Robophobia, and when I initially started listening to it, I thought this is interesting, right? This is an interesting piece of work. They have a verse from Snoop Dogg on the joint. Snoop Dogg, he kind of killed it. He kind of killed it. His verse was slick. But I'm one of those people that I think Snoop Dogg, when he's not freestyling, he's actually putting pen to paper. When Snoop Dogg is actually putting pen to paper, I think his verses sound really good. Coincidentally, Snoop Dogg sounds the best with Dr. Dre because Dr. Dre is a perfectionist, right? So Snoop always sounds the best with Dr. Dre. So as I'm Snoop's verse on here is really, really dope. My favorite song on this joint is called Put in Work. It's called Put in Work. And what's interesting about it is the hook starts off very interesting. I've heard a lot of hooks in my time, but this one starts off very interesting. The first words of the hook is verbal now or later. This dude said verbal now or later. And I was just like, I can dig that. Like this dude, the dude on the hook, his name is Tommy Newport. He's playing with words here. He said verbal now later. I was like, okay, that's fly. I can dig with that. I can like that. I like that joint, right? So I think that song Put in Work is really dope. Perfect Fantasy, that's the song with Snoop. That's dope. I like that a lot. They got a song called Osmosis that not really vibing with that one too much. I don't know, it's not really my thing, you know, but a lot of people liked Osmosis more than, you know, Put in Work. But Osmosis had an official music video. So maybe that's why more people were vibing with it or not vibing with it like that. But I felt like Put in Work was like easily like the league leader on this in terms of dopeness on the project. So I was very happy with it. The intro starts off with like this like kind of like android robot robophobia. So this robot android kind of voice talking about, hey, you know, we're just like you, but we're a better version of you. You know, something along that lines. And, you know, it's kind of cool. So, but overall I give the project, like I said, like 3.5 mics. Yeah, I thought it was dope, man. It gave me just based off Put in Work, I like the album. And these guys are creative, man. These guys are creative. They're lyricists. They have a singer. Uh, like it it has everything you want if you like lyricism. If you like vocals, like singing, like the singing is so original. Sounds somewhat like Andre 3000, but it's really dope. So shout out to those fellas. And I dope him, and that led me to leave you know, check out another project they got called Snake Gang, Volume 1 Deluxe. And this project is like summer. It's summer music all day. Very upbeat house music. But yeah, it's a real good song. It's a real good project, and I enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. I like house music. House music, I don't know, doesn't get a good rap, I guess, but they were crushing it on there. Singing was great, rapping was great, subject matter was great. They was in the pocket. I liked it, bro. It was good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So shout out to Earthgang and everything they popping off on there. And you know, like I said, I'm going to the studio and I'm working on some things. And I was talking to my boy Substantial. He's like, man, maybe you should share some of your stuff on here. And I was like, maybe I could, I guess. You know, I'm very protective over stuff of mine. You know, I don't know, you know, where people's minds are and stuff like that, you know, and I'm just very protective. But I'll play a verse off this song called That's Okay. It's not my beat. It's a Logic. It's off this rapper Logic. I really like his production and the beats he chooses. And he's a dope rapper, but the beats he chooses are phenomenal. So I wrote a joint to it. It's not the original beat. It's like someone chopped it and whatever. And before I found that out, I had already wrote a whole song to it. So this song is called That's Okay. I'm not really sure. Let me dive into this writing process of mine per se, right? Let me see if we can get this playing right. Whoa, whoa. Shout out to my man Unknown. I recorded with my boy Unknown. Turn that down some. I had to get this out the mud, y'all, and that's okay. They didn't want to show me love, y'all, and that's okay. I seen the green in their eyes, y'all, and that's okay. It's 6:05 till I die, y'all, and that's okay. I had to get this out the mud, y'all, and that's okay. They didn't want to show me love, y'all, and that's okay. I seen the green in their eyes, y'all, and that's okay. It's 2:02 till I die, y'all, and that's okay. It's been a while since I begged for something. Now we working, don't ask for nothing. Pay me now, we don't have discussions. Cut the check and we finger cutting. This right here for all my cousins, Vic and Dave and all the Owens. They stayed down when the boy was nothing. Now we ball with broken concussions. Yo, so check it, right? Check it. Let me nerd out a little bit, right? Let me nerd out for a little bit. Let me nerd out. I was like, it's been a while since I begged for something. Now we working, don't ask for nothing. Pay me now, we don't have discussions. Cut the check and we finger cutting. This right here for all my cousins, Vic and Dave and all the Owens. Shout out to my cousins, Vic and Dave. Those are like probably my favorite cousins of all time. I got a lot of cousins, got a lot. But Vic and Dave are my favorite cousins. That's probably tied with my cousins Sid and JJ. I got more memories. I got more childhood memories with Sid and JJ. But Vic and Dave is more of a coming to manhood relationship. You know, young boys trying to figure life out and maneuver how we maneuver. So shout out to my cousin Vic and Dave. Like, I really appreciate those guys. You know, so yeah, those are my guys right there. It's gonna freeze up on me. It's gonna freeze up on me. Yeah. Pay me now, we don't have discussions. Cut the check and we finger cutting. They stayed down when the boy was nothing. Now we ball with no concussions. Check the resume better than most. Now I said now we ball with no. I said piece of my Vic and Dave and all the Owens. They stayed down when the boy was nothing. Now we ball with no concussions. That line was inspired by Drake. Drake, he said, you know, we ball chemo. And that line was like so in my head. The line is kind of disrespectful from Drake, but whatever, right? But that line was in my head and I wanted to mess around and play with it, right? So I said, peace to Vic and Dave, all the Owens. They stayed down when the boy was nothing. Now we ball with no concussions. Check the resume, better than most. Now check the resume, better than most. I don't remember what I said after that. Let's go. Let's see. Check the resume, better than most. I've been broken, never lost hope. Can't never lost hope. Faked it every single word I wrote. That's a lie, but at least I know. Built this, yeah. So basically, it was like, yo, I'm lying. I'm lying to myself. I say a lie, but I admit that I'm lying. I admit that I'm lying. It's like faith in every single word I wrote. And that's a lie. I've never had faith in every single word I wrote. You know, but the next line in is that's a lie. But at least I know. Built this boat from the basement. Wait, let's hear. Built this flow from the basement up. The kid who was dreaming big, Tom Hanks with it. Just a kid who was dreaming big, Tom Hanks with it, but never gave it up. Just a kid who was dreaming big, Tom Hanks with it, but never gave it up. They be saying online, I'm pretty sure it's nothing real and just a waste of my time. Yeah, I be looking at their face when I'm spitting my rhyme. They say, hate it, how you getting this shine? Yeah, you don't know about the struggle. I'm the dog who broke out the muzzle. I flow, you know I hustle. Inside me is a broken puzzle. Missing pieces, no releases. Pray to Jesus, I won't buckle. Pray that I have a boss again. Pray that my friends still hope I win. Pray that I'm there for my next of kin. Pray that they be the next to win. Pray that we never be broke again. Pray that we never be broke again. I give them all 100 to the wall. Y'all know me wasn't smart for y'all. Ain't never reason you got to bro, but it might not be like that. I had to get this out the mud, y'all, and that's okay. They didn't wanna show me love, y'all, and that's okay. I seen the green in their eyes, y'all, and that's okay. It's 605 till I die, y'all, and that's okay. What's up? You know, people, I'd say 605. Like, I shout out 202 and I shout out 605. 202 obviously is for Washington, D.C., because that's where I reside at. I've resided here on and off since I was 4 years old. So you do the math, right? I say 605 because 605 is the area code for the state of South Dakota. I spent a lot of time there. Creating music, writing music, making friends. So I'm never the type of artist who's going to be like, or the type of person to be like playing games, lying or fronting, be like, yo, You know what I'm saying? I live where I live now, but I've lived multiple places, right? So shout out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where I learned a lot in terms of music. But if where I first started writing music, I was living in a trailer park with my mom and my two brothers, sometimes three brothers at the time, in a place called Ogden, Kansas. And that's where I started working on music. That's where I was listening to Outkast, Southern Playlistic, Cadillac Music. And I was like, yo, I could do this. Maybe I could do this. Listening to one of the greatest rappers of all time, Andre 3000. I was listening to him. Outkast is Andre and Big Boy, all for sure. But Andre was who I gravitated to. And I was like, yo, I could do this. And I just started freestyling and just kind of grew from that, But, just being 15, 1995, living in a trailer, broker, then I had no money. My mom was raising 3 to 4 boys on one paycheck. So we was just trying to figure it out. And if I'm being honest, I didn't even want to rap when I started rapping. I wanted to be a DJ. That's what I wanted to be. Like I wanted to be a DJ. But my mom raising 3 boys on one paycheck, sometimes four, like I said. So I can't walk up to my mom's and be like, hey, I need $1,500 for some turntables and a mixer so I can be a DJ. She gonna look at me sideways like, you crazy? Like, so that's why I started rapping, because rapping's free. So if you wonder why there's so many rappers in the world, there are so many rappers in the world because it's free. That's it. If turntables were free, there would be more DJs. You feel me? If photography was free, there'd be more photographers. You know what I'm saying? If all these art forms started out with free things, guarantee you there would be more of these art forms displayed and practiced throughout, the world and the globe. But shameless plug, shout out to Words Beats and Life. Youngest can definitely come here and do all that stuff for free. Free 99 for the 0000. So this listening to Outkast, I was just like, yo, I can do this. I can do this. And it's taken me around the world, just rapping and doing something that I was in my room just messing around with, not knowing where it would take me. But I knew for a fact the moment I started rapping, I said, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. It wasn't until like, I'm 44 now. It wasn't until like a couple years ago that someone told me like, yo, that's rare that you know what you want to do with your life at such a young age. I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was just like, yeah, people don't know what they want to do with their lives. I'm like, how? What do you mean? Just do what's fun, And to me, that makes sense. But to other people, it doesn't make sense to them, But yeah, like I stopped playing. I stopped playing football. I stopped playing basketball. Sports went out the window, and I was just focused on music 100%. And shout out to South Dakota, where I bumped into one of my greatest friends, like a brother to me, my man Seth McClure. He showed me a lot when it came to music, and I was just like, all right, like this is dope. Like this is dope. His approach to music was something that I had never experienced, and he was ahead of his time and was in the wrong location. Should have been in New York or DC or Atlanta or California, LA, but he was where he. But it was a blessing from Jehovah that I bumped into that man, because he's one of my greatest friends. Like I said, like a brother to me, and I'll always appreciate him to this day. I always appreciate him. Just the growing process of making music, and then I came out to DC for my brother's wedding, and I just never left. Stayed in DC since 2002, and I've been here ever since. And the city changed my life, and I'll always pay homage to the city that helped me become a man, and helped me become the artist that I am now. So always shout out to Washington, D.C., and I will always shout out the places that I lived. But definitely probably D.C. the most, because I learned the most here. I grew the most here. Um, I survived the most here. I was transformed in this city, so always, you know, doing what that is. That's the wormhole. But I digress though, right? I digress. with that. But if you get a chance, go check out Earthgang, Robophobia. It's a good project. Check out the other project, Snake Gang Deluxe Volume 1. Um, it's a real dope situation. And I thought it was dope. Very house music-y, right? If you're into house music, I'm surprised this project wasn't big in Baltimore. You know, Baltimore's real big into house music. I'm surprised it wasn't big in Baltimore. Maybe it was, and I don't know. Maybe I'm late to the game. Because I typically only review albums and projects that I've never heard before. So I only talk about those things because that's what I'm into, right? I'm into new music all the time. You know, I might go back and listen to what I'm listening to, but I typically try to only review stuff that I haven't, listened to because there's so much music out there. So I'm always diving into those things. Um, what else are we up on? Oh, and another album I dove into today. I'm not really reviewing it because I listened to it before, but it's from a band called Sault. Sault is called Sault. I don't know if there's a singer, very popular singer called Cleo Soul. She's in this band as well. And their albums are numbers, right? So my favorite album from them is number 5, and it's 4 strikes, 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a strike between it, symbolizing the number 5. And the album is pretty dope. Pretty, like, this was my pandemic album. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I listened to that album all through the pandemic, and it was phenomenal. Um, they got an album called Foot. They got a song called Foot on Necks. It's about corrupt police officers. Um, got a song called Masterpiece on there, and they got another song on there called Why. It's probably like my favorite song on there, and yeah, I probably listened to that song well over 100 times, like bumping that song hard body. So check out Sault, Sault. They have a very healthy catalog, kind of like Earthgang. Earthgang has a pretty healthy catalog, and I'm looking forward to diving into their stuff. Also, Earthgang has a song called Blue Moon, and that's probably like my favorite song from them. I wonder, to me, I think it might be their most popular song, but I definitely think to me it's their favorite, my favorite song from them, Blue Moon. The beat is crazy, the flow is crazy, the dynamic in which what they're talking about and the way they're talking about it is crazy. I don't want to, give away any spoilers, but it's called Blue Moon, and I really like that project. It's really thorough. So definitely dive into that. Check out Sault if you get a chance to. I found their project when I think I had an album come out, and I was on the Bandcamp joint, and album came on Bandcamp, and I feel like it was like the album top 100 albums on Bandcamp. And I'm like, yo, why my album ain't getting no love like that? Why I wasn't in the top 100? And I was listening to the top 100s, and I was like, oh yeah, these are good works, these are good albums. And Sault was on that album, and What's Up with Sault was on that list, the album number 5, and yeah, bravo to them. Bravo to what they were doing on that album because, bro, it's a real good piece of work. It's a real good piece of work. I don't know what y'all doing tomorrow, but tomorrow I'll be rapping with a band called Bongo District at this place called Comet Ping Pong. And Bongo District is like a cumbia cover. It's a cumbia band. They do like cumbia versions of great songs, and it's their EP release project. Party, and I'm performing with them, and I'm gonna hop up there and freestyle with them. I might even go get a haircut. I might even go to the barber. I don't know, bro. I'm looking at my hair, and I was looking at my face. I was working with the summer program this year, and the youngest, I was like, I need to go to the barber shop. And one of the youngest, like, yo, you should have been went to the barber shop. I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, so I should have went to the barber shop. So I might go to the barber shop tomorrow. I gotta do a lot tomorrow. I'm gonna go home and do some rapping today, and it should be fun. It should be really fun, and I don't know. So if you're free tomorrow, come hang out at Bongo District. I'll be there. There's another opening band. I can't remember the name, but it should be a good time. Bongo District is electrifying, bro. I promise you, it's electrifying. It'll be good stuff. If you want to come check it out, your boy will be there. I can't get you on the guest. I cannot get you on the guest list. I cannot get you on the guest list. It ain't my gig, so I can't get you on the guest list. So if you're gonna slide through, slide through. And if you ain't gonna slide through, that's cool. Catch me on the re-up. I'll be at the Kennedy Center October 10th. I'll be at the Kennedy Center October 10th. I'll be at the Kennedy Center October 10th. And it'll be a good time, right? It'll be a good time. It'll be a dope time. And yeah, man, I think that's all I really got to say. I don't know if there's anything else really for me to say. Go check out Earthgang. Go check out Sault. And I don't know. Be on the lookout for more music for your boy. I'm sitting on about maybe close to like 20 songs. Look, no, yeah, 20 some odd songs that have been recorded. I think recorded. No, maybe about 18 or 19 songs that have been recorded. No. There's 20 plus songs because I recorded 2 last week. I'm going to the studio on Sunday. I'm going to record another 3. I got a good friend of mine, Hussein, who's going to hop on the song. He's Egyptian, and he got selected, for selected service. So he has to go and do his time for his country. And so shout out to him. He leaves in September. I want him to rap with me at the Kennedy Center, but he'll be gone. So I was like, well, let me just get you on a couple songs. So I sent him a song. He wrote his verse. I'm going to the studio, like I said, on Sunday. He's going to be there. We're going to record. He's going to record. I'm going to, what else? I'm going to record a song, take one of my verses out and let him put a verse on there. And, the goal is just to get him on, a couple songs here and there, man. And try to maximize his presence while he's in the area. And I feel bad that I didn't kick it with him as much as I could have and or should have while he was not too far from me. But, I'm a shellfish, bro. I'm stuck, like a clam. Is a clam a shellfish? I don't know if it's really a shellfish. Yeah, it has a shell, so it's a shellfish. I'm a shellfish, bro. I just stay stuck in my shell all the time. And it's not until moments like this happen where I'm just like, oh, man, I should be reaching out to people more. I should be connecting with people more. So don't wait till something happens to start reaching out and connecting with people. Connect with them before that. And hopefully, people usually only connect when something bad happens, funerals or whatever the case may be. Don't let that be the case. Be different. Be different. Don't be the cliche person who pops up only when something bad happens. Be different. Try to be something different. Work to be something different. Desire to be something different. Have a hunger to be something different. Have a zeal to be something different. Have a lust, a righteous lust. Can you have a righteous lust for something? I don't know. Have a righteous lust to be different, to not be a part of the status quo and fall into the lame, the same, and the mundane. Be different and check on your friends and reach out to your friends. That's my name. That's my time. My name is Flex Matthews. Shout out to Words, Beats, and Life. Catch me on my page, Flex Matthews. Instagram, FLEXMATHEWS. Shout out to my friend Carlina. I don't know why I said that, but she's important. So shout out to my friend Carlina and everybody out there, Spread love. One love. Peace.